Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to talk about cryptocurrency, and this is perhaps the second or third time that I'm talking about cryptocurrency. My stand on cryptocurrency has not changed. If some doctor walks up to me and says, I'm going to put 50 lakhs in cryptocurrency, my reaction would be, I'm aghast and I don't think you should put, you're much better off putting it in an index fund. That doesn't change. But having said that, I also have to admit that I don't know enough about cryptocurrencies to decide whether you should invest or not invest. So this is largely an introduction to cryptocurrency as to what is cryptocurrency. I'm sure everybody is uncle and aunt is telling you that thoda to paisa you should put in cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is good. I made so much money, right? So what is cryptocurrency? Of course, I can't say that cryptocurrency is a word which is the buzzword today. It has been the buzzword for a very long period of time, right? So it has had its ups and downs and wild fluctuations, all that you have seen. So you've heard of Bitcoin, Dogecoin and Litecoin and Ethereum, right? Ethereum. You've heard all these words for sure. You may or may not have invested, but you have heard of these things. And so where does the word, crypto comes from the fact that it is cryptography is the art of writing code and things like that. So code, this is coded money, which means this money can be tracked. The money can be, you can know from where it moved and you know exactly what happened to it. So it leaves fabulous trail. So tracking that cash is an amazing thing that can be done, that is useful, because let us say you are giving tuitions to your neighbor's son and that kid is giving you 3,000 rupees a month in cash. There is no way how anybody will know that cash was paid. Somebody has withdrawn money from the bank, paid it to you, you use that money to pay your maidservant. So it's the same money which is moving around. Is it white money? Yes, it was white money when your neighbor earned it as a salary. The minute you earned it as a tuition fees for teaching his son or daughter, it became black money because you didn't account for it. But you took that money and you paid salary to your maid servant, and technically speaking your maid servant does not have taxable income. So again, for her it is white money. She can deposit it in the bank and spend it at a later date, whatever she can do. So it's white money. So it's money which is very fungible, but money is, it has changed hands, it has changed form, but it has not left any track record. So assuming there is a transaction tax, your neighbor saved 30 rupees, you saved 30 rupees, your maidservant saved 30 rupees, so 90 rupees was saved. Assuming there is income tax and you're in the 30% slab, you saved 1,000 rupees. Nothing for your maidservant, assuming that she doesn't have to pay tax. But in case of cryptocurrency, the money will be traced beautifully. The authorities will know where exactly from which pocket to which pocket to which pocket it has moved. Let us look at cryptocurrency this way, that you have cryptocurrency, and you're traveling. Today you're in US, you want to buy a lunch or a dinner, you can use your cryptocurrency if it is accepted in that hotel. From there you move to Italy, you move to London, and you want to eat, then you need euro, or you can use cryptocurrency. So your cryptocurrency which you have in India can be used in India, can be used in US, can be used in Europe, right? So that's the beauty of cryptocurrency. There is no one issuing authority, there is no one central bank, there is no one Fed, one RBI which is issuing. So somebody else is tracking it. So that is one huge advantage. The disadvantage is it's fine if you are using it for small transactions, but imagine as a big transactions. I pay you 3 crore equivalent of Bitcoin to build a house, and next day the value increases to 6 crores. I'll come running to you and say, look, you don't need 6 crores to build my house, you need only 3 crores. So please start buying your material and give me the balance money. Perfectly fair. And if that 3 crore fell to 1.5 crores before the house was constructed, the builder would come to me and say, look, the money that you have given me is not adequate for me to buy these things, so please I want these goods. So you pay for these goods in euro, in dollar, in rupee, or in crypto, but I want these saman, right? So you please pay for it. So because of the huge fluctuation, even it's not very appropriate for big transactions. So if I had cryptocurrency, say equivalent to 100 US dollar, and two of us or three of us went out and had a food, and the bill came to about 100 US dollar, I wouldn't mind paying cryptocurrency and be done with it. But look at think of the person who is receiving it. If he receives or she receives, the business receives a lot of money, you want there has to be some value to it. That value is fluctuating too much as of today, so therefore it is not a great place to be. I wouldn't consider it as a great investment. As a medium of exchange and currency, that's okay, but I don't know if I were running a business whether I want to accept it regularly, right? I wouldn't say, okay, I will do a lecture for you, pay me in crypto. I wouldn't mind doing that if 90% or 95% of my income is in form of dividends, etc., which is coming in a stable currency, even like the rupee. Right, I don't have to worry on the day-to-day basis how much will the fluctuation be. Yes, I know annual inflation is 7%, so 7% depreciation is guaranteed, but that's about all that I know. But I don't want a 50% jump and a 50% fall on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, right? So I'm going to do a video even on the recent crypto crash. So these are digital assets which can be used across countries without having one Gurkha or issuing it and monitoring it, and that's so it's good fun to be having it. And how does cryptocurrency work? It is exchange from person to person in the online without a middleman. Today many of these things happen so seamlessly that you don't even realize that somebody like an Amazon is just a middleman. You don't even realize. It's absolutely smooth. You go, you buy, you get delivery. You can pay for it in cryptocurrency if that person is willing to buy. So that is how cryptocurrency works. And I would think it is still in the very, very formative stage. As of now, China said we will crack down on cryptocurrency. We will not allow mining of cryptocurrency to happen. And I think it fell by almost 200 billion US dollar, right? Similarly, some big industrialist comes and says, "Oh, I think I'm going to accept it for buying. I'll be happy to sell cars and houses and planes using cryptocurrency. The currency will go up, and next day it could go down." So that's the biggest worry, and we would never know how the governments are going to like it or not like it. If RBI as of now says it's not regulated, so it's illegal. So I would never, if it's not regulated in India, you cannot have a grievance redressal. Tomorrow you lose your password, or you have something happens and that money is lost, you have no clue where to go. Or even in a worst case, I've done a video on this also. If you're defrauded with your from your cryptocurrencies, how will you handle it? That's all really very difficult. So as long as people are willing to pay an X price, that's fine, but otherwise no. So Bitcoin has been the most popular one because it's been around for a very long period of time. So technically speaking, there is a bank locker in which you keep all the money, and you have to hope like mad that you don't forget the password or do something foolish with your password. You keep a very simple password. Is there a chance that it could be hacked? Maybe it could be hacked. Maybe you could lose it, or maybe somebody would tell you, "Give me your cryptocurrency, I will pay you interest on that." Whatever happens, all those the risks will always be there, like any other asset class, right? So with so many kinds of cryptos like Bitcoin, Ethereum is quite popular. Dogecoin, again very funnily named as Dogecoin. It's not DJ. I mean, it's pronounced as J, not as G, right? These are all things which are there. You can transact. A lot of businesses today are accepting cryptocurrency. So if you have cryptocurrency, you can use it. I don't like it as an investment because of the wild fluctuations, but I don't mind if you put in a small amount. Let's say your net worth is 2 crores. Putting 5 lakhs in this may not matter. So that's what you put, and then you hope that if it really does very well, your 5 lakhs can become 5 crores. If it does badly, well, you will feel bad about it, but you won't get very hurt too badly, right? So What are the problems? The problems are internationally it can move very fast. So if you're defrauded, very unlikely that you will be able to find what really happened with your money. You don't have a policing mechanism. There is nothing that you can do about it. So I personally feel that unless you have exhausted all other ways of investing, all your goals are well provided for. You're provided for your old age, you're provided for your children's education, children's marriage, etc., and you have money to spare. Maybe you can fool around with a little money. Otherwise, no.